All right, so let's start. I am William Chen from Microsoft, and it would be nice to be here. I got the invitation from Meta team, and actually my team located in China. So it's my pleasure to be here to share with you guys about some experience about in Microsoft and how we adapt Apache Gluten and Velox into Microsoft Fabric project. And also, I also have another role about, I'm also the Apache Gluten PMC chair, so I also would like to, promote Apache Gluten as well. I remember there's another guy, Yuan, just have done Apache Gluten community introduction before. So I believe this session will be a very good example to continue and extend the and very good example to showcase how Apache Gluten to become the major project in the world, and also how it adapted into Microsoft. Okay, so this is the agenda today. So the first things I would like to share is about why the moments really matter. And also it's a very important moment, just like I share with you guys, and also what Yuan has already shared. Apache Gluten actually has become the TLP project this year. So it's a very important moment for us, because it's not only just about to contribute your code into the community, okay? We also care about when the entire Apache community to evaluate if your project can become the TLP. It also evaluates that how many customers usage case has already adopted your project, and also how many community has already grown up in a very specific time. So this is how it works when we become the TLP project. So in this case, I believe for Microsoft team, we have 3 different roles to join with the community. And also we, as a customer use case, there are a lot of customers for Microsoft team to work together, and also to phase in Apache Gluten and the Velox into Fabric project. So this is why we have 3 different roles to join with the community. And this is really helpful when we go back to see why Apache Gluten can become the TLP project. And when you go back to check, the history about why we choose Gluten and Velox, lots of story right there, because you can, just to cook it by yourself. And also, there are maybe some other option right there. But eventually, we decided to choose Gluten and Velox for some reason right there, okay? For example, like Apache Gluten is an open source project right there. So we would like to choose an open source project because, it can actually get some kind of a good reputation right there. But also we contribute the code into the community. This is why we, there are some reason right there. We would like to get some support also from other companies, because it's really hard to do it by yourself only. I mean, there are a lot of issues right there, and just like I said, when the Apache community evaluate a project, they also evaluate your project's use case. So if you can handle it pretty well, then you can do it by yourself. But you can actually take the advantage from the community to get better support. So what the Apache Gluten would like to do is about, we would like to create a cornerstone for every single one. And after that, you can actually to create your own killer features, or you can actually take some money, make more money for that, for your own features. But why we would like to contribute to the Apache Gluten and also to initiate the project is because we would like to set up the cornerstone with a very good example for every single one. And then everybody can, join with us and also to create the fundamental stuff right there, and then everyone can take the benefits for that. So this is why we select Gluten and Velox. Velox, there are some reasons for Velox as well, since I remember we initiated the first generation project, we call it a Gazelle before, which is the first generation before we create Apache Gluten project. And at that project, we did it by ourselves, just to implement the entire operators with native way to do that. But after that, we decided to transfer to Velox and with some collaboration with Meta team. That is because we find Velox can get a better performance, but also it can get more people to join with the community. And also we have more sense and more troubles. Actually, we would like to focusing on Apache Gluten. So this is why we decided to create a Gluten as the middleware and to create several different backend to be supported in Apache Gluten. So this is how it works. Initially, why we created the Apache Gluten is because we would like to take the advantage from the Spark. So the Spark's advantage is actually to create, to keep its very flexible framework, and also with the scheduling, and also with how it can relocate, its resources for that. And it has already been proved that it can actually, this kind of framework can handle very huge data. And for Gluten's job is actually a middleware to create a unified middleware and also a unified API to control everything. Not only for the unified API, but also we also focusing on, for example, like in the bottom side, there's a chart right there. We also would like to control the fallback strategy in Gluten, because during we transfer from logical plan to physical plan, we can decide what kind of the plan we would like to create in Apache Gluten. So there are lots of cases right there. When we go back to check at the beginning, we can only support only a few operators. So at that moment, the fallback is a normal case right there. So we need to control more to help the customer to get better performance, and also to avoid the C2R, R2C situation, and also to get some performance regression with very bad user experience for that. So at the beginning, this is why we create Apache Gluten, because there are lots of issues at the middle where we need to focus. And also we then just leverage Velox engine as the new backend in Apache Gluten to just only focusing on those native operator, and to get the best performance by using those native operators implementation. And this is another issue that I would like to highlight about at the very beginning when we facing Apache Gluten and Velox into our production-ready environment. There are lots of issues right there, not only for, just like I mentioned, for operator support, maybe there are lots of operator maybe cannot to be support. So fallback is the issue. Another one issue I would like to highlight is about the OOM issue. So when you go back to check how gluten can be supported, it's because about for Spark, it's a JVM-based engine. So, but for Velox, it's a C++ based operator. So you do need to have a very good control and also management for the memory. And what we have already done is about to ask every single API to connect to go back to response to Spark's JVM. This is what we already done in current Gluten right now. So you can definitely have the confidence and also to guarantee that Gluten can actually handle pretty well to avoid those memory issues. Besides that, in Apache Gluten, we actually can provide two different ways to control your memory. First one is about to have a dynamic profile to handle your memory per stage. So you can, based on your profile, to tune your on-heap and off-heap memory based on your different stage. And after that, you maybe can relocate the on-heap and off-heap memory to fit what the situation that you would like to use in a single stage. But in Microsoft, we use another way, okay? So in the latest JDK part, we actually can learn the JDK to handle this kind of thing. So in Microsoft, we use another way to only use, allocate the entire memory to on-heap memory, and then the JDK can choose about how many memory it may be used for native part. So in the latest JDK, it can actually support this. So in Microsoft, we proposed this with the community, and also we use this way to control the memory in our production-ready environment. And also, we were facing some OOM issues coming from those Velox operators. So there are lots of issues right there if you go back to check the source code 1 year ago. But fortunately, most of the issue has already been resolved right now. So I, as a Gluten PMC chair, I have enough confidence about right now the situation is the best situation. If you jump to Apache Gluten, you can definitely get a very smooth user experience, and also to get the performance gen directly when you are using the upstream or our latest release for Apache Gluten right now. There are some other issues that we are facing, but I don't need to go through every single part since I only have limited time for that. But what I can share with you is about there are some other issues, for example, like how we can diagnostic the performance, or what's the metrics when we go back to consider to connect with the native operator. It's pretty different when we consider Spark JVM engine, because the entire situation just changed. So what we have done is about to create some kind of tools right there, or to create a new metrics into Gluten, and then Gluten can support this kind of situation better. So you guys can actually right now can just to check the Gluten source code, and also to get those benefits right now. So it's also under a very production-ready environment right now. There are also some other issues that we would like to address, especially when we will announce Fabric Runtime 2.0 in the near future. And we actually not only, just like I said, what we would like to do is not just to contribute to the upstream, but also we would like to create some value as a company. Okay, so in this case, we also have some kind of killer feature, for example, like a Python UDF feature we have already done for our runtime 2.0. So in this case, you guys can actually get a more smooth, user experience when you have the Python UDF to get a better support in Fabric. So this is why and also how I encourage you guys to join with the community, and also you can also make some money right there. So it's a very good, process, and also a positive way that everybody would like to see, right? So this is another proposal that what I would like to ramp up is about how we can, make the entire process, to go novel and also to contribute to the community, okay? So you can decide about, for those bug fix, you can decide to contribute to the upstream. And for example, like in Microsoft, we actually, usually select a single specific release from Apache Gluten. So if you contribute the code into the upstream, you actually can benefit, from the upstream release, and also to, just to have a smooth way to integrate into your internal version. So you can take the advantage from this kind of working model for that. And also, just like I said, you can still keep those killer features by yourself, and also, to do something different, to do some differentiation if you like to do. So if everybody can do that, then just like I mentioned, you can create the cornerstone and also create a very, very stable version from the upstream. And for everybody can actually take the advantage from this kind of working model for that. So this is the result about the performance. So what we would like to highlight is about for Fabric runtime 1.3. So this is an older version for that. We are preparing something new when we announce the runtime 2.0 later. So what I can share with you is what we have already done in Microsoft team, and also with 4 times speed up when we compare with, by using the TPCDS and also compare with the vanilla Spark. So this is a very huge, performance change that we can get from Apache Gluten and also from Velox support. And in a real case, we can actually get 6 times speed up for that. So it's also very, very good, number for that when we compare with the previous version. And the most important thing is about the cost saving. So when you go back to check the Azure Cloud, you can actually save more money from our products. And also, you don't have, the most important thing is about we don't have extra cost for the end user to enable these features. There's only one parameters that you need to set up and also to enable this feature in Fabric. There are more. Okay, so just like I mentioned, we are actually focusing on the new product we will announce in the near future. So in runtime 2.0, we have provided many things that we will include it in the 2.0 version. For example, like we have latest Spark version support and Delta support. We also have, like I said, Python and Scala UDF support, which is an important part to really, solve those problems from the real customer case. We also have lots of optimizations for memory and SPL performance. And also we have some HashiCorp optimization right there. So overall, we can actually get a better performance when I proposed to this kind of idea into Microsoft product. So there are more. We also, there are other teams actually focusing on Delta at the Microsoft side. So we actually have lots of, key features will be, supported in the upcoming runtime 2.0. And go back to check, the TLP journey. I believe it's a really hard moment. And also, before, when we go back to see, since we spent around 4 years to achieve this kind of goal, and also then Apache Gluten can become the TLP project. And there are some listeners, just like I said, it's not just about, how many operators you have, or functions you can support, but also we handle some kind of issues like ON, like fallback issues. And I think this is the most, critical moment and also very tough moment when I was in my previous company and when I promote Apache Gluten to some other company. They actually asked me about how many performance that we can achieve. And after that, it's, there are lots of real customer use case we need to handle for that. So it's a really tough moment for us, but we have already, passed through, and also to get this, to land Gluten to become TLP project this year. We also have a very specific plan for every single release. So every quarter, we will do the release for Apache Gluten. And I also posted the link to you guys. I remember Yuan has already done some to show you guys about some key features that we are provided to Apache Gluten in the near future. We also have the full list, can help you have a very great, reference to about every single, specific feature that we will provide for Apache Gluten, so you guys can check the website for that. And from Microsoft part, just like I mentioned, we actually can would like to plan that with better performance and also with more features to be supported in the upcoming Fabric Runtime 2.0 project. So it's running out of time. So the last one is about, I would like to ask everyone to join with the Apache Gluten community, okay? So you have multiple ways to do that, not only for coding, I mean. So there are several different ways you can just contribute your articles or to publish the document or to become the use case. Since there's a program, we call it Powered by Gluten program. And I have proposed it in our Gluten website for that. So it's really welcome to join with us in the community and also by using the Apache way to grow up the entire community. Thank you.
All right, we are going to just take a really quick break so we can stay on time. So about 15 minutes. Please join us back at 3:20 because we will be hosting a really great panel moderated by Masha. 3:20.